ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, TheScoreEsports.com, G2A, NVIDIA, and ESEA.
Welcome back, everybody, to ESL Pro League in North America. Second map is going to get live here. We're going to be on Cash this time. We did just have the first map in this doubleheader between NRG and Renegades, and it was very swift beatdown. It was very interesting to watch because that's not the Renegades that we've come to see in the past. But it was a 16-2 victory on DE Train for NRG.
Yeah, and more specifically, of course, some specifics like I think we saw JKS only managing to pick up about 4 frags in that matchup in total there. So normally a player that actually leads the charge for this team, as was one of them we didn't really see much of. Like the entire team, like honestly, we can't even compare individual stats because the entire team just looked entirely out of shape for that entire matchup. They all looked completely lost. They had so many situations where they could have closed out rounds, but completely blundered it. And there's not even anything to talk about the second half because it was 14-2, and the comeback was so swift with the second round upset there. NRG in the meantime playing completely on point with players like Lagi and Justin really showing up to the match today and definitely swiftly beating them down in that first map.
And, you know, shout out to Richard Lewis making the comment that, you know, NRG didn't even need who he's coined P-Turbulence to show up in that matchup. So thanks, Richard. I'm going to steal that for you. Get it out there on the airwaves. What is it, a pun game on point, I think he would say. So there you can see the score of that first map. That was on Train. Cash is actually next, so you can see Cash says it's 2-16. That's going to be played in just a moment. We're going to go live. All 10 players are on the server, just waiting for them to get started in the knife round, but Renegades trying to make at least even things out, because we did mention NRG needs to win out this season if they want to make the top 4. Renegades is in that 4th spot, but I mean, it's a very close call between them and 5th place is Optic, who I believe is only 1 win behind.
Yep.
So, I mean, they really need to try and put some space between those two teams as the season kind of comes to an end here if they want to make those grand finals in the UK next month. So this is actually, I mean, you know, being in the top 4, they're so far ahead of NRG in terms of the standings themselves. But, I mean, just making that Pro League, making sure they can't get caught, trying to stay in that top 4 is such a huge thing. So it actually is a deceptively massive match for Renegades as well. A
lot more teams as well also sitting within like a very similar amount of losses in their overall season play, which oftentimes is the more important thing to look at there because they have so many less maps played. They can all of a sudden just bounce right back in and steal that spot away in the top 4. So the guys on Renegades definitely do not have a secure position in that top 4 as of yet, and losing games like these where you would sort of peg them as a favorite, just looking at it going into it, just looking at the reputations of the two teams is a bit of a disappointment there, and especially dropping it like back. They have some very big work to do here on Cash that they want to try to improve themselves and try to go 1-1 for the night. Yeah, and this is a map that I would have said is actually a good map for Renegades going into it because, I mean, before the major, before we went on this extended break, one of the things that we've noticed about Renegades ever since Taipei in January is they become much better, much more efficient with their nade usage, with how they use Molotovs to clear out spots and execute on bomb sites. Flashbangs and smokes have usually been very strong, but that last map was so weak out of them, so, you know, such an outlier to what we've come to expect from the Australians that it actually makes me kind of nervous because it was very much even just, you know, everyone on the Renegade side getting outskilled. I don't think I've seen JKS and Ozzer look that, you know, that defeated and that unconfident in fights and aim duels in North America than that Train match that just occurred. Well, Renegades are going to take control of the knife round at the very least. They'll be starting off on the CT side, as per usual here for Cash, but a much more even map. So having that CT side is not necessarily going to be the largest advantage in the world. NRG, of course, jumping onto that T side. We'll see where they go from there. We didn't get to see a whole lot of it on that last map, so we'll see how they fare with it now, jumping onto it first here on Cash. But we are going live now, folks. So let's take a look at the action once again. For anybody that is just joining us, this is NRG versus Renegades, map number 2 here at the ESL Pro League. Some utility bought up, a good amount of utility as well from NRG. 4 flashbangs, a smoke to utilize. Renegades has peeked into that A main there at the bomb site. So they've got a lot of knowledge, but the bomb is just hiding over towards Squeaky, so a little bit of pressure being applied over towards B. But meanwhile, this is going to be a play towards that A site. Lagi is looking like he's going to be the one to kind of pull off a little bit of a fake here. Flashbang goes out, he's going to smoke off CT spawn. Going to try and put some pressure on this bomb site, but no one's in it. They're playing a retake, so they don't have the knowledge of what's coming. And actually, he's going to try and flash himself through the smoke, but JKS grabs that kill, clotheslines him completely blind. Ozzer pushed up, hears all this running from Silent. He hears them running away, so they should have good knowledge, and JKS still doing damage.
without being able to see anything.
Rink's got B down to at least 70 there, so he's getting himself onto the site, but that bomb is still so far away. Justin just now moving himself into the back of the B bomb site, moving in through the halls at this point, but Renegades now being given all this time to rotate their players into possible positions to go for it. And Justin has gotten himself into the site, so the plan's going to happen at any moment, but they need to move Silent into assist this too, because it's going to be a very swift attempt at a retake from the Renegades with them already having their players in some very good positions.
Surprised to see Renegades very much slow play this rotation. JKS just playing it very passively after that first kill, just waiting for info because he had no teammates. They could have had him pinned down in that corner. He didn't want to peek and give up the spot. So huge 5-on-4 retake here. Sponge has a kit. Smoke goes out to A main. That's to help him get into the bomb site. Gob's going to be there just spraying through it, praying that he connects the shots, but Azur takes out Justin inside the bomb site. Now it's dire for NRG. They're bleeding players away, and the defuse is on. Sponge, his teammates are dropping, but he should have a free defuse. It's not planted. That smoke works perfectly. And it is going to be a pistol round for Renegades, despite a couple nice shots from Silent there to end that round. So 1-0, Renegades get started on the right foot.
Peter almost pulled off the absolutely monster hold there. Got 3 kills back-to-back, and Silent moving in there. If he had done that a little bit sooner, might have been able to stop the defuse from happening. I think he got lost in the smoke there a little bit too, but there we go. Peter shutting it down. Unfortunately, not shutting it down enough, and that will give Renegades control of the pistol round here. NRG, though, with them getting that plant there in the first round, they're not going to necessarily buy up too largely here. Silent and Justin buying up upgraded pistols and armor behind it, but for the rest of these guys, it's just P250s.
Yeah, so not too much of an investment from the NRG side. No nades as well, so a lot of hope and dreams on Silent's Deagle. And that's actually going to be situated... Trying to find it right now. Looks like it's going to be towards the B bomb site, but there's Sponge the opening cone. Legia got B at range. Just taking this fight, and he's got nothing to really do. And still, the Deagle and the Tech 9, the 2 players with armor in this round for NRG, haven't even gotten in the fight, haven't taken shots, haven't taken any damage either. So maybe a little bit of a mismanagement by NRG in this second round. Although there's some good damage onto Azur. Peter takes him out, and there's Silent with the Deagle getting a kill. Yusilo is now the solo man at this A bomb site. He falls. And all of a sudden, in a 3-on-5, these pistols do all the work necessary. Well, this is a very aggressive plant out in the open, but JKS is pinned down at truck. Silence up, but he's about to fall any second, so it's all on Peter. He does have an M4, but no armor to utilize.
And they're going to move in very, very quickly to take back control of this. JKS getting ready to peek. He tries to hold the angle, but JKS is on point with that one. Shuts down Peter, and Renegades are going to be able to find control of this second round here. Recovering 2 of the rifles as well, so really not going to take that many losses. Whereas NRG, though, do make a lot of progress here. They can still call this one a victory.
That's a huge victory with what they only had 2 members with armor on them. So to get a plant and to get 3 kills out of it, to force all these rebuys, especially on the CT side, that's huge. And now you can see they're just going to go straight for the buy. This is a scary situation to mean if you're Renegades. They have some money on a couple of players to be able to get the M4s. They're going to have more rifles on the board. They're going to have a lot of utility as well. But still, in this situation, NRG, if they're able to win this out, Peter even has an AWP with armor. So this is a huge round for NRG. They have a lot to work with, and actually Renegades might not be expecting this much firepower on the squad. Peter's going to get boosted up with this AWP. Thankfully for Renegades, no one's going to be there. They just boost Yam up in vents to watch for that mid-pressure. It's going to be more aggression into A main.
And the rest of NRG mainly just hanging out right now beyond middle. No, actually nobody inside of A main either, so Yustil is going to be free to push up from this one and try to see if he can grab anybody. Not a whole lot of attention drawn to that lower area as of yet, but Peter is going back and forth to check it. So as Yusilo moves his way out there, he's going to see that there's not a whole lot happening as Justin has placed himself inside of the room just outside. But there's Peter with a good connection. Actually does punish Yusilo for getting aggressive there inside of A main. Finds that first pickup and gives NRG the leading way into this round here. But they have also revealed the fact that that AWP is in play as they're going for the spray inside of A main after they re-smoke it there. Almost connecting it in. Yam too actually blundering a chance to find a kill into Legia as he peeked in there. Tried to spray back, but it's completely off the mark. And all he does is give away his position in the vents.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate. He saw the barrel of the gun and got just so excited to go for that fight, but doesn't find it, so he just falls away. So mid-control for NRG. They don't have anyone really committed out there. I don't think they realize how much NRG has just given it up. Still very passively on the terrorist side. This has allowed Azur to push up into A main, get some control over towards Locker, pop flash, see if he can catch anyone off guard. He can't fall back. Peter's got him pinned in. That Molotov, though, is going to force him away, so now there's an opportunity for him to get out. Then NRG is just going to wait out this Molotov, hit towards the A bomb site when it's done. They have 4 players here as well as 1 in mid. Azur's going to be the first one to spot, and he just gets forced back.
Just waiting to see if there's going to be a peek coming out from Squeaky Door, which there is, but it's held back a little bit here. Azur with a great pop flash, actually. Peter responds, and Justin finds another pickup, too. Perfect time for him to peek outside of Squeaky, and Yam just blind firing. Now hoping to grab a kill through that smoke. Not going to be the case. They've got full control. Legia, great lineup sitting up on top of the shed here, too, in middle. Almost manages to pick up another kill to JKS, but the cross is just a little bit too quick. He's going to get the regroup with Yam. Yam going for the peek to take on Legia, but it doesn't work. Legia just shuts it down. This round's over. There's no way JKS is pulling off a 1v4. He's falling back with a save.
Yeah, sick round from NRG. They just kind of slow play that, you know, off a pick. spread out across the map. Wait and see what they can get, and then they catch. I mean, it was good aggression from Renegades. Pop flash in A main, it was very successful. Flashbang had a lot of members blind, but they just don't get enough out of it before they're cleaned out. And there it is. Peter's not going to let JKS save that. So Renegades go up 2, but they get responded immediately. With the damage they take in the second round as also, there's no chance for them to buy up here. This is the thing, that door opens at just the wrong time for that play from Renegades. So they both get slaughtered in that ace site, and then it's an easy mop up from there.
So a complete save coming in for the Renegades on this round, basically 0 investment. A couple HEs coming in, so might be trying to toss that down towards middle and catch some of these guys off guard if possible. NRG, though, not really looking like there's going to be a big stack up over here through middle. Most of their players just taking up usual spots. Gabi going to watch for a rush as he's been boosted up to the other trailer. And Silence inside of A main, so these guys are actually playing this quite nicely, considering the circumstances they're up against.
Still 3 nades to use if they can get a good read on where the NRG players are. We've seen those nade stacks. You know, we saw Team Liquid's nade stack at the major do massive damage. If they can find a good choke point to drop those in, that would be huge, but NRG doesn't want to get caught off guard by anything. You can see how disciplined and just slow they're playing this far back, not exposing themselves too much. They have a lot of Molotovs as well to use to force players out of position, and there's one. Yam gets forced away. They now know where he is. He's down to 28 HP. Legi is the one that's going to get aggressive, and he's got Yam pinned into this corner. Now he's definitely got the vision of it.
Waiting for the peek back out, and that's where those nades are going to roll, but it's only really for one player, and it doesn't kill any of them, and now he's going to try to pop some of these up, but a little bit surprised in the fact that there's 3 players actually hiding out in mid. Get some good damage onto most of them. Sponge of JKS, and he completely takes down Yam, but at the same time, now they're just going to go for the A-take. Now that they've left it wide open here, they're trying to respond to it. Silent actually just went up on a JKS, but is shut right back down by Azur. Thankfully, Gabi is able to wipe the floor clean with the remaining members of Renegades, taking out Ustilo and Azur. And that puts them right back into a tied situation now at 2 for either team.
And I like this call by Renegades not to force up here. It's still early on in the half, and while you're bummed that you got reset so early, don't make it worse by trying to force buy and get right back into this. You don't need to kind of make that play for rounds just yet. So just on Deagle on Sponge, P250s, otherwise a couple flashbangs for Azur if they want to have some kind of delayed aggression in towards middle. Peter with that AWP is going to take quick vision of mid. Sees absolutely nothing, and that's what allows Legi to just walk out nonchalantly. Molotov to clear out sandbags. It's a very coordinated take so far, and Legi is not going to slow down until he feels any contact.
Right now, there's essentially 0 going to be thrown in his direction. He's free to push all the way up to that little shed there on highway. And now waiting to see if there's going to be someone else that peeks. There is Azur sitting a little bit more overexposed from the truck angle, but he looks away at probably the worst possible time. And Azur's going to take him down. Thankfully, there's some good responses that come in, but Ustilo holding him over here by the forklift. He's got another response to it too. Takes down Justin. Finally, Gabi silences him. Now the only 2 left alive. We're way back over on the B-bomb site. So unfortunately, they're not going to be able to do much about this 2v3 unless Sponge can go absolutely crazy. He's picked up an op now, though, so definitely going to be the wiser option to pull away from this one and go for the save.
That's a huge weapon to bring into the next round. They would have had money for it anyways, but now, I mean, this is the thing. If they get a free op, now it's much less of an investment if they want to go for a double op setup on this map, which can be so effective. He's actually being a little bit over-aggressive than I would like. Just save that gun. No reason to risk it here. And he does with that flashbang just fall away. So it is going to be a 3rd round for NRG. They're going to be up 3-2 on cash. We'll have to see what Renegades is going to come out with, because it's actually been, I mean, we've only really seen 1 gun round, but NRG, even when they just had pistols, are able to take advantage of a lot of mistakes from the Renegade side. I mean, you think a 3-on-5 situation, they bring it down and do a 1-on-2. It dealt so much damage to Renegades. That was in the 2nd round, and that's what kind of allowed them to get reset so early on. So the op in play is going to go over towards Yam. Sponge is going to go for the M4, so no double op setup quite yet for the Renegade side.
Renegades have started to adapt a little bit to this, though, within the first couple of rounds, catching some of the over-eagerness from the NRG players as they go out hunting for kills and whatnot. They do catch a couple trades here and there, so it's not necessarily clean-cut victories coming out from NRG, but they have this 3-round streak going now. And with full guns in hands of both teams, now we get to see what the responses will possibly look like here from the side of Renegades, now that they can finally hold a fair fight against NRG.
Yeah, crucially as well, with all this utility, that Molotov goes up on the boost box. Peter's forced away. It takes about 22 damage before falling off, but you can see how much effort Renegades is putting into holding this. 3 members here. And Yam with his hop over towards the B bomb site. He's the only one here. Tosses out a flashbang and a peek for the other side. Silent still just hiding in Sunroom. Hasn't shown himself just yet. Could catch Yam off guard, but it looks like he wants to slow play this very much and just look for anyone to get aggressive or push up in the mid-round.
So all that aggression from the Renegades' side is happening back over here towards middle. There's not really a whole lot of it towards either A or the B bomb site. In fact, Yam is hiding pretty far back, just outside of the boxes and checkers. Could manage to catch Silent off guard from there, but Peter It's going to be the one that strikes first. Catches JKS just outside of the white box there in middle, shutting him down, but immediately he's really going to fall back. There's not going to be a whole lot of follow-up there in middle itself. And when there is, it comes in the form of Legia. Picks up a kill on a Sponge. He's even still a little bit nervous of what could be sitting down below there. So they flash him up the mark. However, Azure, what are you looking at there, man? Still looking up on top, and Legia just absolutely destroys him. So again, starting things off quite well. You steal it with a nice pop out there from the plant spot. Manages to take down Legia at the very least, but still, it's only 2 left alive. Yam's going to be moving in now to assist in this, but a smoke's going to cause a divide between the two of them. They move and they take good amount of control. Gavi jumping up on top of Red Box, catches Ustilo. Yam trades it out, but he has given away his position back over here on Highway too. And in a 3v1 with the op, there's not much you can do. So again, the option is going to be taken to fall back and save. Or will it?
Nah, he's going to come back for it. Let's see if he can get a pick. There's still plenty of time on this bomb plant. So if he can get 1 kill within the next 5 or 10 seconds, he might decide to go for this. But there it is. Oh, he misses the shot. Silence exposes himself, but the repeat works for Yam. Now we're going to see if there can be one more mistake on the NRG side to give him a chance into this. But at this point, with no one from NRG peeking, giving anything up, he might just decide to try and get 1 or 2 more guns out of their hands. But actually, this is a huge commit. Trying to fake him out that late into the round. He's out in the open. Can he get away with this gun? Just barely makes it out. Yeah, but they're going to chase him down. One is coming up in a connector. Yam's going right at him, so not going to be able to save this AK, or the AWP, excuse me. Justin just jumps over the shot. Yam sticks around for a little bit too long. This was a sick play from Legia. Connects that spray despite the aim punch, and then makes it sound like he's going to run on top of the roof and drops in the last second, so Azure just completely outplayed.
So NRG, now with swift control of things, Renegades actually going for the bit of a force up here as they just empty out whatever they can buy into this one. They're going to go for it. Yam picking up the op, and then we've got a bit of a diversion there with Sponge having to go all the way down to a CZ. Some other guys picking up some rifles where they can afford it on Ustilo and Azure, but JKS has a downgrade to an SMG as well, and it's going to be a big solidified push. At least it appears to be at the beginning of this round, this time from NRG. 4 players pushing the back B halls. Not a lot of defense in this B-bomb setup. They really only have JKS. The rest of it's positioned in middle. They've gone heavy on the fences there now, and they're going to have to rotate it in through the vents. Scott B picks up that first kill. He does some good damage to Legia, but there's no follow-up. Justin takes down Sponge as well. Ustilo trying to find a quick way back into this bomb site, almost lucking onto Gabi there, but so many grenades, and he's going to burn alive on his way back from heaven there, so already down to just 2 left alive, and we're not even a minute into the round as of yet.
Yeah, that change of pace, the change of tempo from NRG completely fools Renegades. You can see even Gabi thinking it might be a save, has the UMP build up some money. He gets a very aggressive wrapping onto that B bomb site, and just the nade usage as well. So Renegades on the back foot here. This was a force buy into the round, so they just get decimated. This AWP, this M4 is all they're going to have left into the next round, and they're actually, NRG is hunting after these, so not even really certain they'll be able to get out with them alive. Although there's a good kill from Yam at range, able to fall back and stay alive as well. And now that should slow down the hunt.
Words are tripping a bit today, aren't they?
Yeah, it's been yeah, we've had some fun these past few days. So either way, Oz are now in the door. They're just spamming through. They're not committing to it. They don't want to lose too much. And I believe actually Justin just got legged, or at least dealt heavy damage to the door.
That held them back quite a bit. So
yep.
NRG still keep the guns in play, of course, and still get to build up their economy a little bit. Some of their players still weaning a little bit lower, but Renegade's now going to be... Actually, they're going to force up once again here, and it's not that bad. We've got 3 M4s coming into the mix. JKS has 1 on the floor for him. 3 to 4 of these guys look at full utility build up, too, and Yam still has that op in hand. So with those 2 rifles being saved off of the last round, that actually leads him into a pretty fruitful buy here from the side of Renegades. But, of course, now they need to take advantage of it, because ever since we saw NRG getting their own guns into their hands, they've just been unstoppable, just like we saw back on Train. This
is a sick execution. Renegades is in a lot of trouble. Although just as NRG gets out into mid, they slow things down. They had 3 members at A, 1 in mid and 1 in B. And I looked for a second like that B defense was going to get overwhelmed very, very quickly. But NRG, once they take mid control, that's exactly what they wanted to start this round out with. So now they slow it down. 1:20 left on the clock. This defense is going to have to figure this out. Be very, very careful, because when Peters had the time, which they've given him plenty of times, he's found an opening kill for the NRG side, and they've just been able to pick across the entire map with that kind of a weakened defense, find the gaps. It's going to be Yam over in quad, and that's a nice shoulder peek from Peter. Now he's got the angle. Yam cannot repeat that.
And now for NRG here, they just continue that very slow style of pushing. They've got that mid control. Silent mainly just holding himself behind the white box right now. Going to see if he can catch Azure or anybody else that may try to push out. But Azure falling back. That's going to cause Silent to miss a chance to take down one of the members of the CT side here. And Ustilo back up in Shroud spot. Might be able to catch quite a few hits here. Flashes start to roll out. Nice one connects onto him, but also teammates flashing him a little bit there too, or smoke as it rolls in. Gonna blind his viewpoint. Nothing coming outside of Squeaky as yet. Good job getting that molly back out. They're gonna re-molly it too. Not really a whole lot to tell that could be coming up from upper there, but that flash could give it away, and Legia spotted it now, so Ustilo just going to be overwhelmed. Silent picks up the kill. Yam finds a response to it, but he's so low, down at 11 HP. Needs to fall away from this one, might try to get aggressive. Peter finds another one. Justin, just around the corner of the box there, shuts down Yam. Again, 2 left alive from the Renegades. Very, very slow in these rotations, but Sponge almost with a perfect spray transfer there too, but thankfully, player on the T side managed to go back into the corner, and that's going to be Peter now hiding it out. They will be finally attempting this retake. No more saves for these guys. They need to try and get some rounds back on the board, as otherwise NRG are going to take full control of things once again.
Yeah, Peter just freezing Sponge out in the open, not even committing to a fight. There he takes a shot, but JKS is going to jump down. He finds that, down to a 2-on-2. They've got the angle to wrap onto this bomb site. Gabi still waiting at the plant spot. He doesn't get a kill, but Justin does turn this into a 1-on-1, and Justin's going to win it out. Perfect angle for him. Sponge cannot complete their take. And it is a 6-2 scoreline now for NRG. And these executions on these bomb sites from NRG are just decimating the defense. That play from Silent right here, that's the crucial kill. He only gets one and he falls immediately afterwards, but saves so many of his teammates' lives by just getting that one boosted player.
Unfortunately, with Renegades now going for those forceps in the past 2 rounds, they're not going to have enough this time, despite being on the full losing bonus for a couple of rounds here now. They're going to have to save at least one more this time, and not really bringing all that much to the table. Just a couple upgraded pistols. We've got a single smoke on Ustilo. Might have had another one, but it's already been used, and a couple flashbangs here and there as well. But NRG still true to the strat that they've been using for basically this entire house since they got those guns in hands, with maybe 1 or 2 exceptions that changed the pace a little bit. They're going to be playing it past. Ustilo tried to get aggressive there by pushing Squeaky, but was shut down pretty quickly by Justin. And Justin, again, basically been the entry king today for his team. He's going to find another one. Was doing a lot of it back over, was doing a lot of the aggressive kills back over on the CT side of Train, too, and now he's doing it here on Cash.
Yeah, that's just 2 kills, and now he's even going to be able to get a 3rd if he keeps continuing to be aggressive. But look at NRG. I mean, they're just playing this so disciplined. Even knowing that it's an anti-eco, they get a couple kills, and then they just group up, and they're making sure they can trade appropriately. Although there, Gabi falls, and no one's there to get that kill. So JKS trying to make a little bit more happen, but he can't do it. So it's just a pretty easy mop-up. Sponge on the flank is trying to save his shots just to make sure that NRG doesn't know where he's going to be, but Legia finds him out anyways in the end. So 7-2, and this is looking eerily reminiscent of Train now, where NRG just seem to be running away from it. This is a very, very important round as Renegades has switched up their strategy on defense. They've now gone for a double op setup. You can see a little bit light on utility behind those. Actually, Yam just finished cleaning out full nades, so that's not exactly true anymore, but still a big investment into this round with these 2 ops.
And to position themselves now, both of the ops. One is going to be placed over here towards the A-bomb side. The second one, I think, is going to be helping it out, too. They had him inside of Z, Yam was, but they got pressured very early on, so Yam's had to transfer himself. And that's actually going to be a great shot from him. Jumps up on top of the shed by transferring through E-box, so some bunny hopping skills coming in there. Shuts down Gabi. Now gives the guys on Renegades the opening kill advantage. Looking for another one inside of the vents, but they've already cleared that one. They're already pretty close to entering into this bomb site, but Renegades much faster on the rotations finally, starting to take control of the vents back, and they're going to try to box the guys on NRG in, or without giving them a chance to actually get into this site. And there we go, Sponge dropping down, finds a pickup, Sponge finding another one there. JKS also picking up some frags too, so they've completely obliterated this take. Justin, though, with a nice transfer, bounds it back, picks up 2 more, but he's still got a lot of work to do in a 1v3. Yam tries to transfer that one, he catch him through the smoke, and he's going to succeed in doing so. Shuts it down, finishes off Justin, and Renegades have a 3rd round onto the board now. There's
a little bit of life in Renegades there, and it all stems from the fact that this is one of the few rounds where NRG wasn't able to maintain mid control. So it's actually held by Renegades this time, so that allows those quick flanks through vents to do all that massive damage, so it just slaughters the attack. This map, that controlling that middle area, you know, it gives you so many fast rotations to each bomb site. It's such a crucial point to control those vents. Renegades there using it very, very nicely, but more often than not, it's been NRG winning that battle. We should say at the major, I mean, this looks dire for Renegades, but at the major, this map, you know, averaged 10 rounds for the T sides. The CT sides did not have strong games throughout the tournament, so it's actually perhaps not as dire a situation for Renegades as we might be believing. But still, there's an opening pick for Peter. That's a good start for them. That's over towards the A bomb site. That forces rotations away from middle, which was so crucial to Renegades in the last round. And Silent still making a little bit of noise back over towards the B bomb site too. Maybe trying to catch some players here, but they keep himself hidden inside of checkers for the time being. They get aggressive. They try to push to him. It ends up being a bit of a mistake. And actually, Yam, he catches them through the wall a little bit there, brings them to 38 HP. But now it's just a distraction essentially, as they're looking to take control of that A bomb site. However, they were falling back, and now they kind of have to go back to plan A here, literally. As Justin fires some shots there through Squeaky. Plan from NRG is a bit discombobulated here with them losing Silent, who thought he was going to pick up that kill on the B-bomb site, and they would have free control from there. But this is not the case any longer, so they have to go for mid-control now. And they have it. They even have one player on Highway that's got B smoked off towards the A site. He's just going to work his way towards CT spawn, and this is a dangerous position for him to be in. And it looks like he's going to remain passive, cut off any kind of rotators coming from that A site. So it's essentially going to be a 3-on-1 over towards the B site. And Yam's playing it retake style with his AWP, so he's going to be forced out. He's got to just pray that he can get a kill through the smoke, but he's reloading right now, so nothing's going to happen for him. There's Godby, chimes in at the right moment. Yustillo falls. That slows Sponge down as well. And Godby's already changed up his position. He's moving towards the A bomb site to prevent them from being able to save this. Pop flash through the smoke, but Yam gets a no-scope. Sponge watching for this play from Godby, but it's not going to work out. The op from Yam still doing work, though. He's brought it into a 1-on-2. He's got to ace this round if he wants to win it for his team, but Peter's there to shut him down. It's a big, big round for NRG to win. 8-3, and the money is so weak for Renegades. You can see two players, you know, 1,400 on Sponge, 1,800 on JKS. They're going to have to save in this round.
Yeah, I'm taking a lot of pot shots in that round, too, even up to the end when he tried to fire through onto whoever had gone underneath of Heaven there. But I would have missed the connection by quite a bit, and then he's shut down by Peter. But one of them actually pays off, catches that player through the smoke. It almost brings it back from the grave for his team, but it's not going to be the case, and now Renegades are completely broken. They've actually been hanging on quite nicely with their economy for quite a few of these rounds and were able to rebuy quite nicely. However, now they've been reset, and they didn't manage to keep it consistent, so this is the big problem, is now they're going to have nothing to work off of here, and basically 4 to 5 of the players are going to try to get aggressive. This is not working really at all. Yam takes down Silent at the very least, but immediately Godby's here to trade that back out. He finds another pickup and another one. Shuts out Yam, and it's just Yustillo left, and I'm pretty sure that Peter should be able to grab him. However, having a little bit of trouble with that one. Nonetheless, though, 4v1, Yustillo doesn't have any guns to pick up. No way he's clutching this one out. It's going to be a 9th round for NRG.
Yeah, and they know exactly where he is, so not really much for Yustillo to do from here. As you said, it's going to be 9-3 as Lakia picks that up. Lakia has had a fantastic series so far. Dominant on Train, here on Cash doing well. Justin's leading the way, though, with 13 kills. Peter down with 12. Lakia's at 7. So a little bit more quiet than on Train, but his teammates have certainly picked up that slack. Still, Renegades, they've got to now string some together. They've got to get into this game 3-9. They're not doing too bad, as we said, based on the scorelines from the major. But they've got to win a couple here at the end.
It's been surprising from Lakia, too, considering he had been on a bit of a downward slump individually when we look at the matches right after that game should land, but ever since we've had that bit of a break now between the major and here, he's bounced back quite nicely, so working on his individual skill a little bit, and at least in this matchup, he's going absolutely crazy. Him and Justin, along with Peter, have been definitely fragging out.
P-Turbulence.
Yeah, P-Turbulence. They've been fragging out in this matchup. So you steal up at Shroud's spot again. He's going to pick up a kill, but immediately drops down. He has Azure to support him, and Az actually almost catching Lakia, so this initial take not going so well, but that Molly's in a great position. Smoke rolls out, and Yustillo's able to get him spot in the open, but unfortunately Sponge with the CZ going to miss the connection completely on the Godby, and he's even given time to fall back a little bit behind the white box just before Yam goes to the peak and shuts him down, but taking shots to the box. He's getting hit with those. Unfortunately, not doing a whole lot of damage, and Yam pulling out the gun, but he turns around, and oh my goodness, nobody can connect anything here. Godby keeping his head down for the time being. But Yam is looking for that kill, and basically all his attention is drawn to it at the moment. He peeks back up. Godby missing his own connection, and now Yustillo gets aggressive inside of A main. He's going to pick up that kill. Godby did manage to finish off Yam, and Silent doesn't even know what's going to happen now as he pushes himself closer to the B bomb site. We're looking at some other options for his team to take control.
Justin is causing so many issues, but he fluffs the smoke, so that might force him back. It's not what he wanted at all. 2 members over towards the B site. Justin just keeping 2 players frozen here. So it is just going to be down to JKS over at the B site. And these 2 A defenders, Yustillo and Azure, just have not moved. They're so scared of Justin lurking them through the doors, but now the nades are raining out towards the B site. They're getting a jump on this, and the bomb is going to go back towards A. This fake, 18 seconds left on the clock. When it gets executed, it's worked so perfectly. No defense in this A site. Renegades is all over at B with no intel able to be gained in time. It's going to be a free plant. It's going to be a 3-on-3. And also, there's one member at mid ready to cut off rotation. That's Silent. He grabs Yustillo. It's collapsed on this defensive round for Renegades. They have nowhere to go from here.
Silent's been found out here, so JKS is going to take him down, but it doesn't even matter. In the 2v2, they've been gaining so much time. They already know where one of the 2 remaining CTs is, and it should be fairly obvious that Azure's going to move in and retake over here from Truck. No way he would have gone for the long rotate, so they push back up. Godby in a bit of a peculiar position there, overexposed. He could find himself in a rough spot, as both those players are going to push him, so the round's not over just yet, actually. Justin has no utility, but peeks out, finds one, and now he's got an easy duel to close it out, but JKS could still shut him down. But no, it's not going to happen. Justin, that's the 2nd time he's clutched from that position, finishes it off, and keeps NRG here flawless in the double digits. 10-3 now. As ever since Renegades have come off those first 2 victories, they just haven't been able to find much.
This is a huge duel that Godby wins there on Yam. We've seen throughout this series, it just seems like Renegades players maybe, we've been away, so I don't know what their schedule has been like. A lot of teams have been gone, so maybe not too many practice partners here in North America while the major was going on, but it seems like they're a little bit rusty getting into the game. NRG has outplayed them in terms of mobility, just in one-on-one duels. There's been multiple times NRG players have thrown the Renegades guys off their game. little bit of a scary spot. Justin is going to be back towards his normal place over towards Squeaky Door, where he's just been a menace. Delayed push in. Sponge actually blinds himself. There is a little bit of that rust coming out, as I mentioned. Molotov out. Justin's going to get one. Pulls out the pistol. Ustillo drops a decoy, and actually Ustillo turns away from it. Silence in a tough spot as well. He gets dinked up down to 10, so there's 2 good kills. Actually, a third from Ustillo chiming in. And this is scary now. Legia and Peter, the last 2 left for NRG.
Gotta move back in and take control of the bomb, but the molly rolls in. Peter Zakara is so low on HP, but the flash is perfect. Takes a direct connection onto Ustillo and takes him down. So Peter is going to be able to shut him down. Unfortunately, Yam, though, catching a good angle to Peter, and Peter doesn't actually really fall back to the site in time, so Yam's going to reclaim that bomb, puts it back down to the floor, and Legia's the only one left with 11 HP, and these taps have to be perfect from him, as JKS is going to push him in a second, but it's not the case. JKS closes it out with the UMP. These are Renegades a 4th round pickup.
Yeah, miraculously win that round. They've been struggling in the gun rounds, but this time with some SMGs and some upgraded pistols, they find the kills they need. Still, 10 rounds for NRG, 10-4. Last round of the half. It's going to be good buys out of both teams, although you can see some of these rounds, NRG has been, their economy has been whittled down, so a little bit light on some nades on a couple of players. Silent only has a CZ, but Peter, the important one is the AWP out, because he's been a monster with that thing at times throughout this half. Opening picks coming out for him very, very frequently as well. Justin back towards the door. This is a heavy mid and B play defense from Renegades. They have mid control. They have 1 player in vents. They're going to have Sponge close up towards mid. They also have a 3rd player there as well. They might go for a reverse boost here.
JK is actually getting some really nice damage to the smoke inside of the teammate area there. And Yam actually boosted up inside of vents. Picks up another kill into Gabi. Silent trying to turn the tables, but it's not playing out very well for him at all, and Yam's just going to pick up a 2nd frag because of that one. Tries to move into checkers where he thinks it's safe, but it's the exact opposite. Sponge boosted up here, shuts down the bomb carrier. That's Justin going down. And finally, the Renegades have found some momentum to work with here. Unfortunately, it's going to come very, very late into the half, but 5-10, not the worst half in the world, especially considering what just played out back over on Train. Jumping onto that T side, if they've improved their play from the last map, or just taking a moment to figure out what exactly was being done wrong, maybe, just maybe, they can bounce it back a little bit here.
Well, this is exactly the averages we had at the major.
Yeah.
Just to bring that up for a 3rd time. Apologies for that, but I mean, this is pretty much a standard half so far out of Renegades from what we've seen recently on Cash, at the pro level at least. So hopefully they can come back into this one. Play just another good T side as well, but that, I mean, they're going to have to do the same thing. That mid control, you could see how important it was on both sides of the map to maintain that. Every time Renegades had it, they seemed to be able to win out those rounds towards the end. But I mean, when NRG got it for free, when Peter got a pick there, forced the defense away from mid, you can just see how the terrorist teams are able to manipulate the defense and really fool them into what's happening across the map. So very, very important.
And of course, some of the bigger players coming back this time too. JKS and Yam, who were pretty silent throughout most of that last map, coming back in a pretty big way. JKS sitting at 11-10, and Yam definitely having a very big impact there and pulling off quite a few crazy shots with the op. 16-10 for him. Whereas back over here on the side of NRG, again, it's been Justin mainly. Peter, he has dropped off quite a bit from that last map, but Gabi and Silent have also finally got a chance to frag here too. Definitely not as dominant, but still some very good performances now on both sides of the table here, which is making this match a lot more competitive than what we had back on Train.
Yeah, it doesn't get much less competitive than Train did, does it?
No, pretty much. It's pretty straightforward there. Just, yeah, we just killed yeah, it's a 5-on-3, and you know, we just killed 2 outside Ivy, but let's hit Inter.
A little bit of an extended halftime here. As you can see, Peter and Legia just hanging out. I believe they have a gaming house, a team house out in Vegas as well.
I think only a couple of them are in.
Yeah, I don't think all of them are there. I don't believe so. But still, I mean, this is a good night for them on these doubleheaders. So far, it's looked good. Legia coming up in a big way. He was one of the players. He came over with Gabi. And I know when that happened, a lot of people were just saying, you know, why Legia? He wasn't known to be some stats guy that was putting up big numbers, but we've seen him have some very, very good matches in this lineup so far. Silent starting to come into his own. Justin as well has carried over good performances from Counterpit. So all good things so far for this NRG squad.
And of course, the Renegades just taking a few moments here to strategize themselves, considering how rough that T side was back over on Train 2. Maybe getting some confidence back, which I think was a very big factor that was working against them back on Train. And if they do have that now coming off of their CT half, and they can pull it into effect here on Cash, they're going to be a little bit more even. Maybe we could see a bounce back from them, especially if they carry the pistol round victory in once again, which is something they had going for them in the first half here as well. But they did lose that because of NRG having actually some very nice counters on their eco rounds.
So while we have this extended break, let's talk a little bit about the major. What was your favorite matchup that we saw there?
Probably Team Liquid Luminosity.
Really?
That was hype.
It was really hype.
It was like, it was very, I imagine for people at home, it was probably like one of the most disappointing things you've ever seen, but...
I mean, yeah.
In terms of, you know...
The outcome, not necessarily the performance itself, but yeah, the outcome was very, very heartbreaking to watch. But it was cool to see the crowd come out in full force for Liquid. Another thing too, I don't know if the stream did it justice, but that crowd very much, North American crowd very much in love with Simple. He was a big fan favorite, not only during the actual live matches of Liquid in the stadium, but also the All-Star game. They gave him plenty of cheers, so I know he was very, very happy with how he was received on stage from a North American crowd. So that was cool to see. I know he was very proud of that.
So I don't think anybody saw this. I'm pretty sure I saw this correctly from the talent booth. But at one point during, I think it was the finals, either Simple or Adren walked out and literally took his jersey off and threw it into the crowd.
Oh, really?
I'm pretty sure it was Simple.
That's pretty sweet.
But just literally like took his shirt off and threw it into the crowd. Just like, yeah, let's go, guys. You can have this.
All right,
I'm done with this.
Well, speaking of taking your shirt off, Peter's going to push right up into the middle choke point. Sponge is still here on the box, but Silent jumping around the corner grabs that kill. And there's the Gia. A nice headshot onto Yam. The bomb is being planted as we speak. Usilla's got to hold off this retake. He's out in the open. He's got to get towards CT spawn. They've spotted him as well, so they know where he can come from. Ozer's isolated in the site, and NRG's not wasting any time. They're pushing in. There's a good kill from Ozer onto Peter. They still haven't cleared him out, and one coming out upper. That's Ustillo. He grabs Silent, but he does get traded off by Justin, but Ozer cleans it out. Huge hold from him. 3 kills inside the bomb site. And that's a big pistol round win for Renegades.
These pistol rounds have been so close in almost every single iteration of it, all 4 of them tonight, with maybe the exception of being the first one back on train, but nicely done here by the guys on Renegades. They're still going to be able to keep an advantage in their favor. That's at least 3 out of 4 of the pistols going in their way. Now for the Renegades, a chance to bounce back quite nicely, and the Renegades, or apologies, and NRG will be taking things very, very slowly here, leading into the second round. Very little investment, just 2 Deagles and 3 P250s. No utility, no armor for anybody else on the team.
Yeah, 4 members of Renegade over towards this B bomb site as well. Peter, that's a nice pop flash. He is completely blind, shooting into the wall. Godby's the last one left, jumping around the corner. That's 2 kills for him with the MP7. Bonus money builds up. Justin trying to connect with this Deagle, not able to do it just yet, but he is able to fall back and survive. Either way, Sponge watching the flank. There's one more for Ustillo with a pistol, and Lagi is the last one left, getting aggressive. He gets cleaned out, so an easy round for Renegades. All 5 members survive.
And with that said now, NRG fortunately not being able to make as large of an impact as they were hoping for there. Renegades actually just going to take this time to stack up even more cash. They still have 5 SMGs on the board at this point too. None of them have upgraded as of yet. Not really much of a need to there either, with all 5 members surviving, and NRG still going to be saving up. Basically 0 investment. P250s again. Only a single flash peek brought into Legia. The rest of them not buying in whatsoever. So it's that very passive style of these ecos here that we see quite often from NRG. The calling style from Godby comes in a big effect here, as he definitely wants to put a lot of focus on that first gunner instead of expulging money here in these ecos.
There's a pop flash there for NRG, but Ustillo dodges it. He gets 2 kills, and even Peter actually helps him out. So 1 kill for Ustillo, 1 TK for Peter. Scary situation. If that 1 pop flash had just been a second earlier, that might have been a disaster for Renegades, because NRG had that read very well. 4 members there. Should mention, all 5 members of Renegades have SMGs, so it'll be interesting to see if they decide to keep them into the next round, do something very, very fast-paced. Or if they decide to upgrade some into the AK-47s. A good dink from Silent, not able to clean that kill out onto Yam, and he's getting wrapped upon now, so nothing left for him to do. The nade from Yam is going to clean him off. And now we have that next gun round, that first gun round of this second half. It is 8-10 for Renegades. They are on the terrorist side of cash, trying to make this comeback happen.
Considering the economic troubles that we saw from Renegades back on that last map too, it actually looks like they're not even going to upgrade at all. It doesn't really make sense to when all 5 of these players have it. They're just going to keep the SMGs in play. Keeps a lot of money in the bank here too, so they're going to have no trouble rebuying in the event NRG just shut it down, and they're going to play this round out and see how it works with the 5 SMGs. Yeah,
this is huge as well, because Peter with the AWP has no armor, so these SMGs are going to be able to just destroy him if they get the right battle. And if they're able to win this round, salvage some M4, salvage that AWP for free, essentially, this might be the winning round. They would just build up so much money. They would be able to sustain losses moving forward. It'd be very difficult to reset their economy in this half if you're NRG.
Starting off for the Renegades, a lot of players moving inside of A main. It's going to be a pretty straightforward take out to the A bomb site, but Silent, there's a nice pop on the stormer for the CTs, and he does some good damage initially, but Azur, apologies, and Yam going to move in there, shutting down 2 right back to it, and Justin finding another one. Justin, oh, that's your teammate there. Shuts down Godby a little bit, bringing his HP down to about 39, and they've been pushed off the site completely. Smoke starting to fade away, but Justin with a good reaction. Hits Yam and brings it into a 3v2, but now they need to get back onto this bomb site here as well. The Mollies did a good job of pushing them back off. The overall utility usage from Renegades did a great job of pushing them off. And now these final 2 from the T side to try and hold this.
Peter's got JKS pinned in on the plant spot. Azur's got to try and cover him each side of the quad box. There's Peter. No armor, like I said. JKS just slaughters him. Now trying to push into the site is Gabi. He falls with help from Justin, as you mentioned, and he's the last one left in a 1-on-2 situation, and Renegades are not committing to these fights. They have locked Justin out completely from this round, and Renegades does win it. They lose 3 members, but they have a free AWP, a free M4, and so much money in the bank.
And of course, the 3 other players are going to have no trouble whatsoever getting away. They're actually just going right back over to the SMGs now. Acer and Sponge pick those up. And this makes sense, too. Yeah.
It's like
Did I say that again?
What? No, but it's just funny. I'm thinking of like that scene from like Dodgeball when he's introducing his team and it's like Blaze, Laser, Blazer. There's those 3 teammates.
Yeah.
Good stuff here at ESL Pro League Casual Tuesdays.
So, so NRG, actually this buy by the SMGs makes perfect sense too, because of the fact that like Gabi has just this straight up no forcing policy for 90% of the rounds, so we're not going to see an investment again. He wants to focus on the gun runs. He does not want to screw around with these ecos, and they're going to have no trouble at all picking up some easy money. With Sponge and Azur downgrading themselves to the SMGs on purpose. Gabi does sneak through with at least 1 kill here onto Azur. He's going to immediately find 2 more right after that. Gabi with another pickup, and he's actually got a rifle in hand now, and he's got control of the bomb, so he's going to try to hold things off, but not for very long. Yam gets the drive-by Tech 9 kill, finishes him off, and now we'll be tied up at 10 rounds to either team.
Yeah, Renegades keeping this one. They've now caught up in the scoreline. Op on Yam. There's going to be an op on to Peter as well. Does Silent want to go for a double? No, he does not. He goes for the M4. So behind this buy, there's actually good money still built up from NRG. 3 members sitting right around $1,000. So with some of the losing bonus that they're experiencing right now, they should be able to have some pretty solid buys for a couple rounds, some stretches, and it looks like Renegades just want to line up for another execute at the moment. 3 members out towards that squeaky door passageway. They're going to throw the smokes over. Bomb is still down towards mid, though. How much pressure, how much manpower do they devote to this fake?
It's going to be a lot of pressure being thrown in now, but it's still in very, very slow style. Azur still sitting himself inside of Squeaky, and Ustilo just inside of A main there too. The smokes roll out. Sponge starting to move himself into a position back over there to the B hulls, but no action as of yet. NRG, they're going to start to get a little bit more aggressive to figure out what the heck is going on, but that kill from Ustilo actually might just solidify the hold now. And look, Gabi and Peter both rotating over from the B site. If they commit themselves to the B hit now, it's going to work out great. However, they're still very slow with this one, and without anybody moving out to the site with the smokes now fading on A, Peter's gone back in, and he's going to hold himself up, and even Renegades are starting to second-guess themselves here, too. They might just go for a straight-up A execute now that they have Azur already in.
Yeah, they have 1 smoke. They have 1 Molotov as well. But this lack of pressure, lack of consistent pressure as this clock winds down at the A bomb site has forced them to kind of spread out the defense. 2 towards mid, 1 at A, 1 at B. And no one from Renegades has really grouped up quite yet. The bomb's still in mid right now. It just gets transferred over. It looks like Yam's going to bring that towards the A bomb site while Sponge plays the role of watching the flank and maybe lurking out mid-late. JKS is there as well. 27 seconds left. Now finally JKS starting to make his move. Spots out Lagia, going to take that duel. But look at this read from NRG. 3 members are now here. Azur's got to do great work on this entry. Pop Flash comes out in quad. It doesn't blind Azur. That nade does massive damage, and there it is. 2 kills for Renegades. Opens up the site. Lagia's got to do some work. Gets 1 kill, but he's traded off by Sponge, aggressively coming up highway, and it's just down to Peter. Not a whole lot left for him to do. He's locked out of this bomb site, and he's just going to save the op.
Nicely done there by Renegades too, considering that it actually got screwed up there a little bit with the 2 players that were going for the fake, not actually executing upon it. But Peter only gets the leg onto Yam as he buddy hops his way past Truck. Not going to get the execution, but Peter, he's hungry for the kill though. Tries to move in and finish him off with the pistol. Doesn't work out. Now we're going to wrap around it here. He's found a second target, but no, actually Peter does manage to grab it, and the ops will cross as they both fall to the floor. But Sponge, as he kills Peter, the fast player left alive there from NRG, is going to be able to recover it. And Renegades will take the lead away from NRG after they had a good T-half there.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we talked about. T-halves have been very successful on cash. It's the CT sides that have been a struggle for some of these teams to find success on. Okay, in this round, you can see NRG, they invest a little bit. You know, 2 members with armor, Lagia and Gabi. Pistols upgraded, some utility bought, some nades as well, but NRG really hasn't been able to have a good read of what's coming. Actually, that last round they just did seem to read it right at the last second. Got 3 members over there, but just a little bit too late. That execution from Renegades was very nicely timed. Destroyed that defense, and now here you can see they're just playing it so passively. They know more than likely it's going to be a low buy or a save. They don't want to make sure they're not going to get caught off guard by anything. Ustilo is watching for any kind of B aggression, but he's not going to see anything. NRG just kind of rotating around the map.
NRG did have a pretty big hold on the B side initially, but now they're going to be moving everything over to the A side here. Gabi, along with Justin, recommitting themselves. Gabi a little bit more aggressive as Silent also pushes up to correspond to this one too. I think Silent should have just spotted Yam there, and in fact he did. as he tries to cross back a little bit, but also positioning being taken up inside of Squeaky there too. So they've got to be careful. And ESL really just trying to make as much noise as possible there in the back of the B bomb site.
Yeah, he's done some good damage on the Peter as well with the Molotov. Now some nades right out into this A site. There's a good kill from Ozzer. Silent, the last one left here. He's got some of the his opponent's blind, but he can't capitalize on it. And Ozzer's just going to get a second entry into this site. So it should be an easy mop up from here. Plant. Ozzer's just going nuts, pushing forward. He gets a third kill. He's going to go for a fourth, but it's going to be Ustilo that finds it as Legia pushes in again. Now he's getting wrapped around from behind, so he does get taken out. JKS being the aggressor. And Yam in the middle with that off. He misses a shot. Peter punishes him, but immediately responded upon. Ozzer ends the round with 4 kills. Salvages the op as well at 12-10 now. With the losing bonus, with that light investment / save for most of the players, plenty of money built up on the energy side. They can have whatever they want, but look at this. 4 members from Renegades, over 10,000.
Double op setup going to be coming in from the energy side too now. Decent amount of utility coming up on both those that do invest for it. The second op goes into the hands of Legia. We've already seen the powerhouse that he can play with, but not a lot of op play from him, at least looking back over towards Train there too. Not really a whole lot of room to use that secondary op, so he's going to be picking up this time and posting himself up in mid, but off the pressure from middle will be coming in the form of Yam, who's gone up towards boost spot now. He hasn't found anything just as of yet. Silent, though, may challenge it in a moment. But Justin's going to be the first one to strike now as he gets aggressive inside of the Squeaky Halls there. Picks up that kill into Azzer. And gives him the man advantage once again to start this off. And there's Legia with another one. Tries to pick up a second, but Yam does respond.
Yeah, good start for NRG, though, in this round. They desperately need to get on the board in this second half. Especially in this gun round where they've invested so much. Sponge has good positioning at checkers. I don't know if Gabi realizes that he could be here. There are 2 members of the B site, 1 in mid. And it's going to be Justin with just 19 HP is playing pretty much solo A. A lot of faith in him just to play spotty in the bomb site, just jumping, peering towards highway, peering towards A main, trying to see if he can grab any information before the XQ comes in. Have a quick rotate to assist him as well, but it looks like Renegades is going to come over to this B bomb site based on that positioning as Sponge.
So still not a whole lot of movement from the Renegades, still sticking to that very, very passive style. Ustilo finally going to start to regroup, and Sponge and Yam all in position now to go for the take. But Silent going to be pulled away from this one. Justin may have heard something that pulls him off of this one, and Peter's starting to back up a little bit too, but now they can recommit to this one. They're moving in, 30 seconds on that clock, plenty of time for the Renegades to move back in here. All the pressure goes on to Gabi to try and hold it. There's a great flash that rolls in. He's able to get a 1-for-1 trade at the very least, and this is holding back the rest of them now. There's Peter peeking out from C. Teammate picks up one of the 2 remaining players. Yam rolling up into the face of Peter to shut him down, but now he's trapped. He can't get himself back onto the site, and he's only got 15 seconds left to work with. He's trying to move in. He's trying to hunt these kills down, looking for one of them, but misses the connection completely, and Silent is going to finish him off. Keeping the game close now at 11-12.
Very, very close from turning that into a 1-on-2, though. And the crucial thing as well, 3 kills, they do some damage, they're going to force some rebuys, force some drops, so the money is going to be a little bit low for the energy side moving forward. But that was a good first win. Now they've just got to string it together. Getting reset here would be a disaster. A shot by Peter, remaining disciplined on that shoulder peak. Still, so much money was built up on the Renegade side. I mean, they have no issue buying into these rounds, and even moving forward as this losing bonus builds up, if they continue to lose, you can essentially buy for the rest of this half. So pretty huge. I mean, that all came down to that 1/4 round where they had 5 SMGs and were able to win the round. That was huge for them. I mentioned that would be a big impact round in this match. Either way, 12-11 now as NRG gets back on the board. Renegades playing very spread out, slow initial start into this round.
So it's the same story for Renegades that we've been seeing in almost this entire T-sided half so far, but this time the CT's a little bit more proactive with their own pushes. Justin moving himself inside of A main once again to look to see if he can grab anything there. If the guys on Renegades do decide to push into it, and Gabi boosted up in the vents too. Maybe gonna watch for Yam going over towards the boost spot, but so far nothing really corresponding to this as of yet, as Renegades have been moving away from those usual aggressive positions they try to take early here.
A good mid control for NRG as well. With Justin pushed up towards Locker and A main, I mean, he has that control, he has that knowledge that no one's coming quite yet, so they can dedicate some manpower towards mid. They have Legia here at highway box. They have 1 in vents as well. Yam is the first one out with that AWP. Flashbang rains out. Gabi gets 1 kill. He's going to go for more, but Wisely doesn't commit to the fight. Legia finds a crack in the smoke, gets that kill. Yam, though, responds onto Gob. Staying in vents as well. He's allowing his teammates to come in. They're going to pressure this B site. Peter's here with the AWP. Small crack, narrow shot to hit, and he nails it. Sponge falls. He's still with 1 more, but Peter's still chiming in from the back of the bomb site. Raining death as he still tries to make a play, but the no-scope from Peter. That's going to close things out. 12-12, NRG. They string a couple together. They build up some money as well. Renegades can still buy, but it's looking better and better for NRG now.
Nicely done by Peter there, closing things out almost on his lonesome there, but as well, Gabi playing in the vents. Good shutdown overall, and Renegades' slow play finally is going to start to hurt them a little bit here. Maybe start to see a change of as now we're tied again at 12 rounds. Just 4 more after the last tie that we saw previously here, and NRG, full investment from them Renegades, thankfully, still having a lot of money to work with as of their successes here, picking up, I think, like 6 or 7 rounds in a row before they were finally upset and NRG were able to bounce back. But now we shall see how they can fare as this money's finally starting to be deducted quite heavily, and NRG starts to take control once again. And there's Peter getting aggressive, pushes down. I don't think he realized there was a second, but also no one really following up to take him down as he moves himself outside of it. Justin will be taken out by JKS, but Legia strikes right back from the truck angle. He finds a second one at long range, and he's going to go for the third. Another monster round from Legia. Shuts it down completely from the Renegades and puts a 13th round onto the board for NRG.
Yeah, Renegades tries to punish that aggression and door from Peter. They try and get there and trap him inside the squeaky door room and really kind of sandwich him and pitch in on him and get that kill, but it's Legia on the road seat that saves the day. 3 kills for him. Make sure that Renegades can't be comfortable just trapping Peter inside, and now we see a pause. More than likely from Renegades, I would believe, as they try and figure out if they want to buy, if they want to drop some guns over, if they want to save one more. With that tactical pause, they've been shut out now 3 rounds in a row from the NRG side, so a good response in the second half from NRG after they got shut out for the opening few rounds.
Renegades are at a very peculiar position now, economically speaking, too. We've got a couple players sitting over the limit. Azur, Sponge, and JKS sitting on 7,300, 4,500, and 6,400. But the other two, Yam, along with Ustilo, are down very low at 2.7 and 3.2. And with the game being this close to a closeout now, NRG being just 3 rounds away from taking it, their decision needs to be made. Do we allow them to get a free round by saving here and making sure that all of our players can buy up, or do we force out completely and donate some guns around?
Yeah, and make sure, guys, if you want to keep track of some of these statistics as this match goes on, do it with the Score Esports app. You can get that from Google Play Store or the Apple App Store. Because I know you like that one, the Apple App Store.
I don't even have an iPhone. Just making sure the demographic is represented correctly.
That's also going to help you out with our schedules for the rest of Pro League here. So make sure you're using that guy. It's a really good app to be able to check out the scores and the schedules, not only of this ESL Pro League, but a bunch of the events that we have going on. DreamHack Malmo's next week as well. So use it for all sorts of things. So 13-12 now, and Renegades still haven't bought anything. It is kind of a scary. This is actually that round from Peter. You can see he's really come alive in this one. This is a good shot on the Yam as well. Nice flick, and then this shot. Ustilo tries to slow play this, and Peter's not having any of it. Uses the op like a shotgun, but yeah, this is kind of that situation now where Renegades, this slow tactic, as you mentioned, has been figured out by NRG. They're not really getting punished by anything anymore. Renegades aren't finding any picks. They're actually going the other way now. NRG's had a few rounds in a row where they've grabbed a man or 2-man advantage in these rounds, so maybe a switch of pace for Renegades.
It's been some very straightforward positions that Renegades have been trying to play too aggressively early on in the round. They haven't really been very dynamic with where they put players like Yam and whatnot. They've almost always been boosting them up, putting them through middle or maybe 1 or 2 other locations, but NRG got the read on that now, and now they just counter that out very early on in the round, so that's how they get that 1 or 2-man advantage, and from that point forward, it's pretty straightforward to shut down the executes.
And we are seeing a buy out of Renegades. I know it's not on your guys' screen, but just looking over, we can see the AKs coming out, a couple Khalils as well. So Renegades, they're pretty much fully invested into this round. They're going to be pretty close to out of money. Now, this would give them, their 4th round of losing bonus if they lose this one as well. And if they can get a plant on top of that, they should still have healthy buys. So Renegades is actually, despite being down a round right now, Renegades has played a very good game in terms of their economy. Just some of those early decisions have really allowed them to have so many gun rounds, so many high percentage buys in this match so far.
We should be getting unpaused at any moment here, though, guys, considering they have gone for the buy. Their pause time also should be expiring very soon here, too. But NRG, if they can stem the tide here and if they can hold back Renegades, then this actually might even mean GG at this point forward, because that next round from Renegades, it's going to give them a decent amount to force up once more, but it's going to weaken them quite heavily, and NRG would have a very easy time taking that one out and then putting them up to the 15th round, where it would be the same story on a buy from the Renegades once more here. So they really need to make sure that this investment goes well and they can close out the match from it by taking control against NRG, upsetting their own economy, and then taking control of the lead from there.
We see it so often. This double up setup on the CT side is a very effective tactic. And right now, I mean, as Peter's come alive here, he's at 19 kills. He's only eclipsed by Justin at 21. But that op from Peter has been doing a lot of damage, whether it's aggressively pushing up and door like we saw last one. This time he's over towards the B bomb site, misses that initial shot. It's a B rush, essentially. He gets the second kill. Sponge coming around, takes him out. Got B, not prepared for it. And Sponge gets 2, but there's Legia coming in mid through the vents. What a second shot. Yam falls. 3-on-2 situation. Now, and Silent chimes in so quickly. This collapses for Renegades. It doesn't work out, and it's Legia with the hero play at events.
It's been Legia along with Justin that have just been saving these rounds when they've gotten a bit dodgy here, and he's done it once again now with those 2 kills, one up in the vents very quickly, and then a second one dropping down to finish off the remaining offensive that was coming out from the Renegades. And of course, with Silent curtailing another one of the players that went to regroup through the vents, it's just down to JKS. Very little control of anything being maintained by him. He's stuck at the moment, sitting here behind the boxes and checkers. Legia watching him from long range. He spotted him. A good shot from JKS, though. Finds a nice headshot there to shut down Legia from long range. But now where does he go from here, as they do have him boxed in? Sitting just behind him inside of the vents is going to be Silent. He did give himself away with a flash. But now Silent's actually going to move away. Give him a little bit more room to work with.
That's unfortunate. Nobody saw that. Everybody calm down. JKS in this 1-on-2. 40 seconds left. He does have the bomb. NRG staying grouped up. Silent and Justin both playing over towards this B site. Playing outside the site, just looking for a retake. And JKS realizes, I think he thought that was maybe a smoke on the ground trying to pick it up, but he's got one anyway, so it won't matter too much. He's just going to come right back towards the B site, and this is exactly what NRG is just poised for. Watching their flank, watching the B site, just making sure no matter where the bomb gets planted, they're together to trade out this one kill. Bomb is being planted. NRG still haven't made their move. They have one smoke, one flashbang to utilize, and JKS not even trying to get out of the bomb site with the cover of that smoke, so as it fades, as the time goes on, he won't be able to move from the site.
JKS is going to try to hold control now, but NRG still being very quiet about this retake, not trying to give away too much intel with the grenades and whatnot, so JKS still very much so in the dark, considering so much time has elapsed. There could be something coming from Team A, but it's not the case. Both moving in from CT. The smoke rolls across. JKS hasn't spotted him yet, but he can hear him, finds that first one. Where's the follow-up, though, from Silent? It's not coming in, and JKS holds it off, shooting him through the box, finishes off Silent, and a huge clutch from JKS keeps the Renegades in this match as we tie things up once again at 13 rounds.
Wow, this was a sick shot from Legia coming out of vents. Unfortunately, they can't convert that win. Really nice 1-on-2 from JKS, but the real beauty in that round was his shot on Legia over towards the sunroom. That was just very nice tap to eliminate him, and now look at this. NRG wasn't able to build up as much money as Renegades did during their win streak. You can see the pistol on Legia. He's only got a 5.7. There are 3 M4s and an AWP out, but the nades are a little bit light. Justin's already out. Legia getting aggressive. Looks like he's going to push right up. Yam's boosted, though, but a quick kill and a good opening headshot from Legia. Then he's able to mop things up. So Renegades, they set up passively to stop that kind of aggression. They get punished for it.
So not a whole lot of aggression going to be coming out back over here. And there's Legia with the second pickup now. Takes down Sponge, and that's the bomb also going down. So they know where that is, too. Legia, he took a lot of damage on that. He's down to 19 HP, but still, that's now in a 5v3 situation. And unfortunately for the Renegades, they've made 0 progress on getting any map control here. So the guys on there, they've gotten aggressive to the back of the B site now, too.
Yeah, that's a good pick as well from Peter, but just insane. The one person with a pistol on your team is being the aggressor, and he gets 2 opening kills for you. So Renegades, after that one win, this is brutal. They have, it's almost like what just happened, guys. Legia is having a fantastic evening, and no 2 kills on this map for him are more important than those.
Gabi's just waiting for them inside events, too. This is going to be the worst part. If Gabi's patient enough about this and he peeks out at the correct time, these guys are going to be dead meat if they try to go for highway control. So Azur's pushing up now. Gabi's still holding back for the time being, but Azur not even looking at it anymore here. And JKS trying to go for the execute and aim, but Legia is watching out for that one. They've got eyes posted on it. They've got a complete read on this one. And there's the peek from Gabi. Free kill onto Azur, basically, as he did not even check inside of the vents there previously. And JKS, the last one alive. He's got a decent amount of utility, but it's a 1v5. And despite the fact that, of course, you've got Legia downgraded to a pistol, not a whole lot that can be done.
Flash comes out from the bomb site. It's Justin who takes the duel, gets the headshot onto JKS. So what a round from NRG. Started off by Legia, and he now gets a free AK-47. And likewise, with that one win and then loss, look at the money on the Renegade side. Such a good economy throughout this match up until this point, but 1,500 on Yam, 1,500 on Azur, 1,600 on Sponge. If they had the rounds, this would be double save territory, but they're not going to. NRG, they're going to get up towards 15. They're going up against unarmored Glocks, a couple P250s. This is not looking likely for them.
Isilo starting himself off with a bit of a push over here to the back of the B site, hoping for some aggression. It's not the case. The rest of his team is joining him, and the only players that are going to be in their view pane early on would be Legia, but he's posted up in the vents once again, just waiting for a push like this to come in towards him, and if nobody checks that angle, it's going to be a nice big buffet for him of frags here too. But the rest of the team, as we take a look now, they decide to call off this B hit, pulling themselves back over towards mid, as we did see Sponge getting all the way out onto the A bomb site, essentially for free, with NRG posting up for a retake instead.
No utility either on the Renegade side, so I mean they're just going to essentially have to hope that some of these P250s hit some very, very fortunate shots. And NRG playing this wisely, saying, all right, well, you know, we're not going to commit ourselves too close up against these pistols. We'll play at range. And actually, Justin takes a good amount of damage. Not at 21, but there's a good nade. Molotov's out as well, but Yam's going to get the plant anyway. So the bomb does go down. The bonus money is there for Renegades for the last, or for the next buy. Silent still trying to get a couple kills. See him boosted. He takes a good dink as well. So initially, this retake is held off.
Sponge, they know he's sitting back over there in the safe plant position too, so Gabi's going to try to push in, but Sponge And JKS and Yam all picking up kills. Somehow this round is working at the moment. Legia trying to bounce it back. Takes down Sponge at the very least. Peter finds another kill into JKS, and then Legia finishes it off. But still, that was very messy given the circumstances of what Renegades brought to the table that round.
Yeah, you could almost see that round slip away. You could almost see it coming. It was a little bit scary once those 3 kills come out in quick succession for Renegades. But either the plant is what they wanted. Now they can have some AKs. They have the AWP back into Yam's hands. They have 2 rounds left to tie this up. It's 15-13 for NRG as Renegades tries to even the series tonight. There was a map played previously. If you're just tuning in, it was on Train, and NRG won that in stunning fashion, 16-12. But here it's a much closer match, a much better performance out of Renegades with 13. They led most of the way, but... Excuse me, no, they didn't lead most of the way. They lost that first half, so I'm wrong there. But Legia misses an opening op shot. Just going to fall away up highway. And it's mid-control for Renegades.
So they're going to take that here. No bomb with them, just as bad. It was kept outside of the T-spawn. So good control here, but Azar now moving himself just inside of the squeaky entry point here too. Possibly looking for an entryway into this site, or at the very least a way to make some noise, but as of yet, not really being taken a very large advantage of. Ustilo has gotten into checkers for free. There's nothing here, so actually a lot of map progress being made by the Renegades very early on that hasn't been challenged as of yet by NRG, but they have to move back to pick up the bomb. Still plenty of time left on the clock, so not going to be a problem with that, but now they're poised for a retake, and they've gotten a lot of movement to actually prep this for them.
Yeah, they have a lot of space to work with. They don't have a lot of nades. They don't even have a smoke off for CT spawn. Are very fortunate that both members of this defense, the B site, are playing towards checkers and the site. There's no one in spawn. The nade is out in his hands. Gob, don't ruin it. Sponge finds that kill. Peter alone in the bomb site, and he gets caught with a nade out. He does recover and get the kill onto Usilla. Gets a second one onto Sponge. Huge play. EM covers his teammate, but there's Legia coming in now. 3-on-2 Renegades. It looked like they were going to get in, but so far they're held off.
Kavi almost had a chance to make that very, very bad, too, as he walked around and didn't even notice that there was one of the T's standing directly behind him as he had almost all of his vision position to look back over there towards the vents. But now it's under full control. Silent has found that kill into Aza, and it's just going to be JKS as the last one that's alive. Going to try to make an entry through teammate, almost timing it very well to catch Legia off guard, but doesn't take full advantage of it. Just peeks back out. He misses the shot. Of course, they do have, I believe it's Justin rotating back in through the vents now, so JKS is slowly being cornered, puts himself inside of the mini pit, but Silent sees him trying to sneak his way up onto the site. That's going to close it out. And the guys on NRG are going to go 2-0 for tonight against the Renegades.
Yeah, very surprising. Not what we expected coming into this. Not what I expected, at least, coming into this, was Renegades with their place in the top 4 and NRG being so far behind. They came out flat today, so this is going to be 2 wins for NRG. We mentioned that with their place in the standings earlier, they were going to have to just essentially win out in the season, and that's a good start from here on out. 2 wins for them.
Yep, so they're going to bring themselves up quite nicely. And again, another very big game from Legia. Peter stepped up quite a bit from that game, too. Yeah. We didn't really need to see too much of him back on Train, but of course, the upping power being a lot more present, you know, consistently here on Cash, definitely bringing it to the table. And Justin as well, bringing a very solid performance, just like we saw back on Train.
Legia was the big player for me. I mean, Train, he was a monster. This map, he had some very, very crucial kills. But you can see here, the CT sides, the defenses on Cash right now are a little bit screwed up. And we mentioned a couple times throughout the major that Cash actually had fell out of favor in the pro scene. It seemed there were a couple events where we really didn't see it that much, and it came back. There were actually a lot of games played on Cash in Columbus this past week. So teams may be a little bit rusty on this defense. This extended round timer, I think, really screwing with some of the rotations that people got used to on this map. So a little bit more T-sided, but this is what you talked about. Peter coming alive here in this match. There's a good double kill and a third here on Usilla the no-scope. And then this is that round. This on Legia with this dropping. Oh, that's sick. That's good stuff.
Ironically enough, they end up losing this round here too, just because the closeout comes in from JKS. This 1v2 was not played very well. They could have been a lot more aggressive with the way that they tried to play this, and Kavi almost messing this one up too, as he did not realize there was a player sitting behind him in checkers, but the rest of his teammates also managed to clean up that round quite nicely.
Yeah, I mean, that's tough. Renegades just came out looking very, very, very weak from what we were used to before for the first part of this season. I mean, they were looking very, very good once the season started. After Taipei, they started looking very, very clean on their executions. This time they looked a little bit disorganized at times, especially on Train. Yeah. Obviously. So a little bit of an off night for them, but NRG do win 2-0. And we did mention at the beginning of the show, if you weren't watching, this was a shorter evening. These are the only 2 matches that we had for you guys. So we're actually going to be done for the evening. We will be back tomorrow at the same time, which is 5 Pacific, 8 Eastern, for more North American Pro League. I believe that's a full schedule tomorrow night as well. But for now, thank you for tuning in. Have a good night. Nope. Oh, yeah, we are going to show the standings. Excuse me.
So we'll take a look at those, of course.
Let's bring the standings up. Let's bring the standings up right now. Get me off the camera. So this is what's going to happen. Renegades still in that 4th place, 11-7. Optic is still in 5th, so they don't drop. But as we mentioned, it was important for them to try and and spread things out. You know, they wanted to get a little bit of space between them and Optic. It's not going to happen, so that raises the opportunity for Optic to kind of catch up to Renegades. But you can see that top 4 is very tightly contested, especially 2 through 5, just a game or two in between them.
Realistically, NRG's actually now in contention to be in the top 4 here. Just taking a look at the record, you have like those 5 or 6 teams that are sitting below Luminosity, all sitting between 4 and 7 losses, and NRG's in that same ratio now, also between 10 and 12 wins. So it's a very large possibility that NRG can now sneak in there too. So it's still a very close race and a very tight one to see who takes control of those top 3 other slots here, heading closer and closer to the end of the season as it comes over the next 2 or 3 weeks or so.
Yeah, so NRG with those 2 wins tonight, very good wins, putting themselves in contention, like you said, to kind of make it happen. So maybe have a late season run, get into that top 4, sneak in there. That would be crazy if we had NRG and Selfless in the top 4. That would be 2 teams at the start of the season that we did not expect to see there whatsoever, especially with the addition of Renegades Pro League. So tomorrow's matches are going to be, like we said, taking place at the same exact time, and we're going to have them up on the screen here for you. It's going to be Complexity versus Team AGG or ex-AGG. That's going to be on Mirage and Overpass. That's going to start out the day. Later on, we do have a pretty good matchup as Optic has actually fallen from 2nd to 5th the last few nights we've watched them play. They have a big match against the reigning world champions, as we just found out this past Sunday. So Luminosity is going to face off against them on Cobble and Overpass as well. So we'll see those tomorrow, like we said, 5 Pacific, 8 Eastern. And we'll now we can say that thank you for tuning in this evening, and we will see you tomorrow for those 4 matches. But for now, have a good night, and thanks for watching.